Hey, friends, we're live. All right, 11 a.m. Here we go. We're going to try and keep this under 10 minutes. My name's Adam Stevens. I'm a life and well-being coach from St. Louis, Missouri. And today's live show, this is live show episode 10. This is going to be all about mindset today and how we can frame our attitudes to alter our behavior. Okay. So before we get started, I just wanted to I'm going to direct you over to adamstevenscoaching.com. You can also get on my email list there. You can learn all about me. And at the end of the video, I'll talk about Instagram and YouTube and some stuff I'm doing there. Big announcement that I want to make this week that's coming down the pike this summer is in-person workshops. All right. So there's a lot more people getting vaccinated. I'm networking with some people and I have some opportunities. I have a venue available to do small group workshops, thinking hopefully 15 to 20 seats per round. Going to do a round in June, August, and October, hopefully. Working out the details, more details, dates coming, pricing, how you pay, all that stuff will be coming up probably in the next couple of weeks. So in saying that, I want to jump right in today and talk about mindset, right? So each week I do a live show episode where I talk and teach on personal development. I've been a personal development junkie for like 15 years. I love self-help. I love motivational speaking. I've been reading as much as I can about all this stuff about money and relationships and success for a long time. So one of the things today I'll talk about is attitude. And also, if you go back and look at some of my stuff, I'm kind of building a foundation here on some of this stuff. I've been talking about values and habits and gratitude and goals and all these things. So as far as mindset goes, a mindset, if you look it up in the dictionary, is a collection of attitudes, right? And so I want you to think of like a reverse triangle, right? Where the bottom is a thought or an observation. A collection of thoughts is a belief. A collection of beliefs is an attitude. A collection of attitudes is a mindset. So think big picture vision and how your psychology works is the mindset. And the way that grows and fostered and is rooted is through basic observations. We can call those thoughts, right? I say this every time I give a talk. Thought, feeling, action. And I know some people think that sounds like positive BS. Think positive or any of the law of attraction. I don't buy into all that. What I buy into is real, methodical, habitual action that gets us towards a goal, right? Nothing comes that's easy. You have to work for it. So when we talk about mindset, we're talking about a collection of attitudes, right, that are going to drive our behavior. If you look up attitude, part of the definition is it's a set of belief structures generally power enough to influence behavior, right? So a mindset is a collection of all those attitudes, right? So if you're going to be successful in the world, you have to have a really positive and resilient mindset. You can't let anything get in your way. I'm going to be releasing another video about self-awareness next week that I'm working on right now, and I'm going to talk a whole lot more about how we foster that and where some of the broken or the limiting beliefs come from. But just for today, I'm going to give a couple of examples of how mindset works and how we can just really embody what we're going after and start to be successful now. Start to take actions right now that are going to get us where we want to go. So a couple of things. I have a couple of foundational mindsets. I'm going to talk about two of them today. One is, and this was a game changer for me. I started 2021 off. My word was happiness, right? I have a good friend who does a ton of coaching, does a lot of live streaming, and his big thing was pick a word this year, which is a big concept. There's whole books around your one word for your new year, right? I picked happiness. And I want to tell you at this juncture, almost to May, that was a game changer for me. So one of the things I started to realize was I deserve happiness. That's my little mantra. And sometimes I'll just use the word happiness. How is this leading me towards that, right? And that's foundational because it helps me. How does someone who's happy eat? Well, they eat good quality foods, tons of vegetables, tons of fruit. How does someone who's happy hydrate? Well, they drink plenty of water. They don't drink crappy drinks with sweeteners and too much caffeine. They don't drink energy drinks. They drink a lot of water. Or they drink green tea, they drink black coffee, right? How does a happy person sleep? Well, they need to get good quality rest. They need to get in bed at the same time, get up at the same time. How does someone who's happy exercise? Well, they need to have a lot of variety. Maybe it's yoga one day, maybe it's a quick muscle workout, pull-ups, bicep curls, anything in the basement. Maybe it's a long run one day. Maybe it's going heavy at the gym and doing squats and deadlifts and bench press. So I had to foundationally think, how does a happy person live, right? And I've really been working on that, right? I've been doing that stuff, all of that, my wellness stuff, hydration, getting rest. I've been talking myself out of negative thought loops. You know that there's going to be barriers to how you want to live your life, right? There's other human beings in the world. And I talked about last week in my video on duality and the victim mindset and the blaming. We usually align ourselves as the good guy and then project the blame on other people. I'm not happy because of how they're behaving. I'm not happy because this job's not good enough. I'm not happy, whatever. Insert narrative, right? The whole culture is being pumped full of this victim narrative. It's much easier to influence people if you give them a common enemy. It's really dangerous. I'm not going to go on and on about that, but you have to break out of that, right? So my foundational mindset is there's going to be barriers. There's going to be opportunities to be upset, disgruntled, irritable every single day. Have a plan for how you're going to deal with that. I found, like I said, we're almost May. I've been working on this. I've been reading spiritual literature every day. I've been exercising a lot. I've been hydrating. I've been sleeping well. One of the things is my temper's gotten a lot better. I have a pretty short fuse. People who know me know where that comes from, right? You know, I experienced a lot of bullying when I was younger. I experienced some setbacks early on. So I tend to have that mindset for a long time of I have to fight for everything I'm going to get. I have to fight. I have to stand out. I have to be better. I have to compete, right? So for me, for a long time, I would get really heated and angry if things weren't going my way. And when you've got little kids running around the house and you're trying to raise a family and you're trying to make ends meet, that's not a good trait to have. Once I chose foundational word, foundational mindset, I'm going to be happy, I started to realize how quickly my beliefs and my attitudes can get out of hand and lead me to be unhappy. So the opposite of happiness is unhappy. Doesn't mean we just look for instant gratification or anything like that. That sabotages our happiness, but it means we want to go after the feelings we want. If you want to feel loved and happy and accomplished and appreciated, you have to behave in a way that'll get you towards those feelings, right? And when we come back to the thought, feeling, action, what we're talking about is my belief structures are going to affect those feelings, right? Feeling, emotions, energy. Anger is an energy. Jealousy is an energy. Fear is an energy. Loneliness is an energy, right? So these energies come up and they're based on our thoughts, right? So we have to pick a mindset. I'm going to succeed. Another thing you can do when we talk about success, that'll be my second example. So I talked about happiness. My other one is I will be successful, right? And it's interesting, a lot of people will coach you on this, is that if you want to be successful, you need to behave as though and embody success already, right? It's kind of funny because in the age of social media influencers, there's all these screwballs running advertisements on all Insta and everything, and it's all these guys driving Ferraris and hanging out in mansions and surfing and in Maui and like, oh, I'm going to teach you how I did all this and didn't do any work. That's actually BS. There's nothing you could do that would be worthwhile and will get you that type of fortune that doesn't take hard work. So those people aren't really successful. They're just actors, right? So when we talk about success, don't fall for the scams. Don't fall for get rich quick or fortune quick. You need to get in a habit of working really hard, having a positive mindset, chasing happiness, chasing the things that are going to make you a better person, especially men. We need men that are of a better moral character in our culture, right? Masculinity, that's a real thing. We need more people to stand up and just be good dudes, solid dudes, work hard, be honest, change the business culture, change the world, right? So if I'm going to create success, I need to embody these things all the time because we know hard work, work ethic, honesty, these things work. So I need to embody that all the time. So instead of thinking I'll be successful when, I wake up and just live success, right? And that, I'm not trying to make that an ego thing, like, right? I'm not successful every day. I screw up every day. But there's something so magical when you realize that your thoughts will influence your behavior. And if you're not feeling good, at least once a day, I feel like I'm on the pity pot, or I feel like I'm really angry or upset about something, something's not going my way. And I've just made a decision. When that happens, I'm going to look at me. I'm not going to project the blame or the responsibility on someone else. I'm going to look inside of me. Our culture and our country would get a lot better, a lot quicker if people looked at their own stuff. Look at your own stuff, right? You know, get on with your life, take care of you, be a better human being, let the world be the world, right? One of the things we fall into, your thoughts and your observations, your beliefs, your attitudes, they're judgments, right? The cardinal sin of any of relationship is judgment, right? Both schools of spirituality, both West and East, talk about a battle between light and dark, a battle between good and evil. And we as humans tend to align ourselves as the good and project the bad. Once these judgments get into place, our relationships are going to suffer. So if I want to be happy and I want to be successful, I have to detach from this constant state of judging other people. Because I'm going to be honest, you probably, if you haven't mastered your own self skills, you probably don't have a right to judge what your spouse needs. You probably don't even know what your kids need. There's some basic stuff that helps all human beings. There's some basic stuff that provides stability, but we'd all do a lot better to look internal and focus on ourselves, right? Focus on your happiness journey. Focus on what it's going to take for you to be successful, right? Because the world is changing rapidly. I'm not a big hockey guy, but a great hockey player, Wayne Gretzky, used to always say, and I might butcher the quote, but he said, I don't skate to the puck. I skate to where the puck is going, right? And if you're going to be successful, where's society going, right? You know, college is changing. Are you going to pay $80K to go to college on Zoom? College is changing. The trades, the workforce is changing. People are looking more at experience versus credentials. The world's going digital. There might not be people writing books in 10 years. There might be people with YouTube channels with 200 instructional videos on happiness or motivation or business. The world is changing rapidly. So if you're going to be happy, if you're going to be successful, if you're going to have great relationships, you need to build a foundational mindset and get strong and resilient. And when you do that, and when you get really tough, and you learn how to really monitor your own emotions, take responsibility for your emotions, develop self-awareness, begin to be able to process how you're behaving, why you think these things, and why you're behaving this way in real time. It's going to make you better at relationships, and people that are good at relationships have a lot of self-awareness and take responsibility for their success in life. They're going to do well. They always become powerful people, and they always beat the pack out, right? So when we're talking about mindset this week, I'm already 2 minutes over because I rambled too much, but remember, build that strong foundational mindset and then let that factor. That mindset's going to affect your ability when the thoughts come, when you're irritated or when you don't think you can do it or when you don't think it's fair. You need to have a plan for that. You need to have a contingency that says when that comes up, I'm going to look at that negative emotion, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to do something about it. I'm not just going to react to the world and let the world live me. I'm going to react and build and create my reality, right? So I hope you really enjoyed this video. Going to be doing more videos on Instagram TV. Those will start on Instagram. They'll directly go to my Facebook. Everything's getting logged on Adam Stevens Coaching on YouTube. So there's a lot of different ways you can work with me. A huge way you can work with me is for free. I have a ton of free content. Then some people choose to work with me through a group, and then other people work with me one-on-one. So wherever you are, if you've watched this far, if you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in. A lot of great resources on my YouTube channel, adamstevenscoaching.com, in the hub. If you like to read blogs, there's blogs in the hub. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you looking at my content. You have a great day, all right?